Welcome to the Matchmaker Podcast. Your host, Michael Weezy Blue, coming to you live from Boca Raton. Our very first episode and our special guest, Aisha from New York, now residing in Florida. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button. And if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications. Now let's get into it.
Out.
Oh yeah.
But he came from like a really good family, but he was just the rebel.
So you like those thugs, huh?
I like people with a little color. It's interesting to me. Yeah.
Little color?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's he from?
Oh, I'm Jamaican originally. I grew up in Brooklyn and I just moved here like 6 years ago.
Oh, so how do you like it?
I don't know yet.
Yeah. Give it some more time, right?
Huh?
Wait till you, when the seasons change and it's still hot. And you're like, hold on. Man, it's still hot here. It's not, you know.
Oh, please. When I go to work, it's like I'm in New York because it's winter in there.
Oh,
so like I still get to wear my New York stuff.
Okay, okay.
The people are different.
Mm-hmm. They are. Not as much as like down to earth as up north, right?
No, not even that. It's like they're slow.
Yeah, it's down south then.
Like it's, you know, like I'm fast moving, fast talking, smart. Like these people are slow as fuck and they're slowing me down. I stand out versus, I mean, I stand out in general no matter where I am, right? I'm the pretty
your personality.
Well, that too, and you know, I'm colored and all that stuff, right?
The pretty black girl.
Oh, they're a pretty thick black girl who's smart, and they can't deal with that, right?
I know what you mean.
So, and then I speak with authority. Like when I speak to people, like yesterday, this girl called me and she was doing some dumb shit. And then I'm speaking to her and she's like, why are you talking to me like that? And I said to her, how am I talking to you? And she wouldn't, like, she didn't have an answer. Like if I'm telling you something can't be done, my boss is not available, why are you asking me about the same time?
Right.
Like, anyway. So then when you confront dummies, they make you feel like you're doing something wrong. And I just speak with authority, period.
How are you with that in relationships? Like you said, the guy you used to date, are y'all still dating, or are y'all not together anymore?
No, I've been single forever.
What?
This was a long time ago. This was like in my 20s.
Why do you think you're single? Do you think that authority might, you intimidate people, you think?
I think I'm intimidating.
Yeah. But
I'm also very loving, and I lead with love first. So
there's some men out there that love that type of woman that comes off as intimidating, but
it's like really sweet.
Yeah, you're still sweet.
Because I am really sweet.
Okay.
And like loving, and I'm very like touchy-feely, hug, all that. Like,
yeah, so that's
in business too.
That's your love language.
Yeah, my love language is time, but I'm very expressive. Right. Yeah. So, that...
How old are you?
47.
47? How old are you? 40? You're 47?
I'm going to be 47 in November, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, you look 10 years younger than that.
I know.
Wow, you keep yourself up pretty good,
Yeah, the problem... Well, try to lose some weight, but the problem is that, a lot of young guys think I'm their age, so they try to date me.
Right.
Where men who can give me what I want, like stability, are older.
What is your
and they don't try to check me.
Right. What's your age preference? From what age to what age you look?
I don't have a preference.
No?
Yeah, but I just date a lot of... I was in, like, a situation with, like, a younger guy for a long time. And it's only because, like, I don't sleep around, so, like, I like to have sex with, like, one person.
Right.
And then I kind of wasted too much time being with him.
So it was like a situationship? He was already involved somewhere else?
No, he was single. Like, he's a plate, you know? Okay. He had me and had other girls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you guys wasn't exclusive?
Yeah, no. I was exclusive. He wasn't.
You were good with that?
No.
To a certain extent?
Because he kept on coming back, and I thought that was love, and it wasn't.
And of course, it was good. So
the sex was good.
Yeah, that just made it more better for him to keep coming back.
The longer you're with someone, they learn your body, so sex is relative because it grows.
Right.
I was raised in Brooklyn.
Okay.
I lived in Westchester and Connecticut, and just moved to Florida 6 months ago.
Okay. And how you like it here? How's the dating thing here?
So I don't like the dating thing here because it's a lot different than I'm used to. So the men here are just different. I mean, there are a lot of New Yorkers here in bits and pieces, but the energy is different. Like, I don't want to just know someone wants to sleep with me. I want him to play the game a little bit.
Okay. And you feel like the guys here just don't know how to do that?
I don't know. It could have been, like, because it's close to Miami. I think people assume it's a fun town, so they come to, like, frolic.
Okay.
So the men here also think that they're part of that culture, and they want to frolic. So no one really wants to, like, date. And I'm trying to understand if it's because they have no money. But, you know, everyone wants to come to your house and, like, hang out. I'll bring drinks.
Yeah.
Like, I could buy my own drinks.
And that comes with maturity. So what's your age range that you like to...
So it's not even about an age range, because it's so funny. Like, I went on a date with, like, a former basketball player, and he was older.
Okay.
So I thought he wouldn't be playing the same game, but he was. This was probably like one of his homes, and he was just trying to get laid.
Yeah.
You know? Not
anything that you're looking for. You're looking for something long term.
Yeah, I mean, it's different. Like, I could do without it.
Okay.
But if I want to have it, I want it to be very deep and real.
When was your last long-term relationship? When was the last time you was in a relationship? How long it's been?
So, like, a woman defines her relationships as the ones that she really loves, right?
Right.
So the last time I was in love was, like, maybe 20 years ago.
20 years ago?
Yeah.
You've been single since? Well, you don't have to ask any questions, and you did this.
Yeah, I have been single for, like, a really long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 20 years. I know you haven't. It hasn't been 20 years since you've been intimate, so you don't have to ask this. But how long has it been since you've been in a relationship?
Like intimate, like maybe
Intimacy.
2 years.
Been 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And it's so funny. It's not just me. I have friends that are gorgeous, professional,
right,
like young and beautiful. And they still have the same problem.
Why can't you be in a relationship with the person that you were intimate with 2 years ago?
We rode that till the wheels fell off.
Explain that. You rode it till the wheels fell off.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a lot of, like, going back and forth. And I had a certain tolerance for him that only could last 3 days at a time. So, yeah, I mean, it was toxic, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
it was because he had an addiction.
How long did that last?
What?
The relationship.
So, maybe, like, 10 years.
Okay.
But it wasn't a relationship, right? It was like a situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you say he, so what are some things that you can't tolerate in a relationship?
Cheating is my big deal breaker.
He had an addiction, right?
Well, yeah, he was an alcoholic.
Okay.
So he loved alcohol and multiple women. But he was young, so I overlooked it because of that. Like, you think they're going to grow out of it. Like, there's a time you have to spend with a man for him to, like, become, like, the man like you think you want. But I realized you can't change someone.
No, you can't.
Or you can't give them loving support hoping that they change. People are who they are. 10 years from now, I'll look back and he'll be doing the same shit he's still doing.
Right.
Yeah. So girls think, right? Because growing up, like, we're told you find a man with potential and then develop a relationship, right?
Is that what you were taught or what you saw growing up at home, like with your parents, your mom, grandma?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Meaning that the guy didn't have to be rich, but he had to be smart and, like, goal-oriented, or, like, an innovator, or someone entrepreneurial, right? Because, like, entrepreneurs, they're going to lose and they're going to win sometimes, right? So the greatest executives that you'll meet have been through financial, like, ups and downs, right? We think, like, really rich people are always, they're just rich and everything is wonderful. They bet more and they lose more. So they lose millions. Like, we lose $1,000. We think it's a big deal, right? So it's not, you want to have someone you could love in spite of whatever financial situation it is, right? So I was raised, like, you find that kind of man and you could build with him, right? But what I'm realizing is you can't build with someone. He has to be there, and you have to be there, and you have to join forces. That's what rich people do. It's not necessarily about love. It's about legacy.
And that was going to be the next question I was going to ask you. Does it matter how much money the man makes? Does he need to make a certain amount of money for you to be in a relationship with?
So that gets complicated, because when you make a lot of money, if you understand that it's okay that he doesn't make a lot of money, or he's in a different industry, it's about his, like, confidence, right? Because I'm intimidating to rich people. I'm going to be intimidating to a poor person, or a man that isn't at the financial level he needs to be, right?
So is there a set number?
No, there's not a set number. And honestly, for me, I don't give a shit. If there's something, if I feel like I could fuck him and wake up with him in the morning, I'm good.
Okay.
Because he could be a stay-at-home husband and work for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need someone that's going to take care of me.
Right.
Like, not like, oh, give me money. I maybe come home and you cook.
Okay.
And I'll come home and I'll eat.
Right.
Because I'm going to be exhausted when I come home.
Exactly.
Right? So it's about getting what you need.
Okay.
And sometimes that has nothing to do with money.
Okay.
Yeah. People are into, like, oh, he has to be 6 figures or whatever. I make 6 figures. Easy. Okay. But, like, I don't need a man that does the same thing. Because if I'm always working, I need someone who's going to be home.
Okay.
More than me, or be there when I get home.
Right.
If we're both, like, playing the same corporate game, like, why would I need someone like that?
Okay.
We'd never see each other. Like, there's actually someone I like, and he's playing the corporate game, and he's traveling, like, all over the world, right?
Right.
When am I ever going to see him?
Okay, so you have a child, 24 years old, and okay, and that relationship didn't work out 24 years ago forward.
Yeah, but that, I could say, is the only man, like, I ever loved deeply.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And
meaning, if he puts me, like, he's put me through shit, but I still love him because that's who I wanted to share my genetics with.
Right.
Yeah.
So is it okay for him to have a child, have children?
Yeah, I love children.
Okay.
I just, like you, I love children. You can have tons of children, but it's just like, if you have children with a lot of different women, I don't like that.
Right.
But if you have children and, like, the person I like now, I like him because he's a doting father and he's not with the mom. And, I mean, he's so loving too. Like, meaning he watches his child's soccer games or tennis matches in his office. I think that's the most beautiful thing.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's more about, like, character. I think women should concern themselves with the character of the men they date.
Okay.
Not the money. like my son and I are very close, right? So
Right.
we live together, and he's like my husband, right? So and it's such a criticism.
Your son is like your husband?
Hell yeah. If I'm gonna like die for somebody, it's gonna be him, right? And that's the kind of like relationship you want, like someone that you'll give anything to,
right?
And your life for, right? So he's like my one.
So how can, if you find somebody or somebody finds you and y'all get into a relationship?
Well, he would have to find me because I'm not looking.
Yeah. Well, if he finds you, how's that going to work when you have this like husband?
Hopefully he understands that like the love you give to your child is like the greatest love, and it's different than the love I'm going to give to him. Right. So that's what a lot of men are intimidated by. They think they have to compete with the love I have for my son. If you have a woman who will like disown their children or shun their children or don't introduce you to their children because they don't want you to know like they're a mom, like why would you want that? Like that woman has no value. Okay. So he has to like, first of all, anyone in my life have to understand. So I started like with a new company, and in my bio that was sent throughout the firm, I noted like my son was my +1. So everyone knows that he's important to me. Right. Like whatever I'm doing, there's someone out there that I'm going to value more than anything else. Okay. Yeah.
How can they reach out to you? You said you have Instagram, but you don't use it?
So funny. No.
Okay. What about Facebook? You have a Facebook account?
No, I deleted that too.
So
I have a LinkedIn account.
Okay.
Right? So it's Aisha Gordon. That's it.
Aisha Gordon.
AYESHA Gordon. You want to reach out to me, it would have to be on LinkedIn.
Okay.
So I don't do like social media, and I like playing the background. I'm not very like social. Like you, if like you're in my circle,
stay
that's
private.
The only way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And one more question. It's the final question. Your message to the whole world, if you could get a message out to the whole world right now, what would it be?
So it's a message to us, right? The Black community.
Okay. Like
we focus on a lot of things that are really superficial, right? Love is like the answer to everything. Be a little more loving. Judge less. So a lot of the problems we have in relationships is we're judging how much does he have, what kind of car does he have. A lot of guys you think are rich because they have nice cars and they live in a fancy house. They're so broke and in debt. So like it's ridiculous. So focus on love and being more loving. Okay. Not just like in a relationship, like love each other. Right. And there's like this issue where black men are against black women. It's propaganda, right? Okay. We're gonna lose our family base because we're gonna like a lot of black women are encouraged to date outside of their races, right? Because other races value us more than our own men, and that's gonna be a problem, right? Because when other races are worried about their genetics, right? And their lack of genetics that could last a lifetime, right? Because they're worried about their genetics right now. If they procreate with us and we have stronger genes, right? Their legacy lasts a longer time. So we're thinking about money, and white people play the long game. It's about generations, right? So if we allow our black men to leave us or just have a negative idea of who we are while white people build us up, right? Because who are giving those educational loans to us that, I have 2 degrees. So who are giving us those educational loans or those entrepreneurial loans like Goldman Sachs, right? Provides like entrepreneurial loans for minority women, right? So there are all these forces that are building up black women, and then you have black men who are saying, oh, they're too masculine, they're not feminine enough, so we can't love them because they can't love. We can love. We're in a fight where we're trying to like deal in a corporate environment in structures that are really, it's hard to navigate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to clothe ourselves with a little more masculinity. And being beautiful helps, right? Because it's like you could be masculine, but when they look at you, they see feminine, right? So sometimes it's a fight to be taken seriously when you're good looking, right? And you usually can't get there if you're not, like, something to look at. So it's such a fight when you look at your own culture and the men, and they're saying, oh, something is wrong with our black women. No, nothing is wrong with us. We have to be in our masculine a lot of the time. The joy of it is coming home and allowing ourselves to be feminine, because we could be masculine on the street, but at home we're feminine,
right? Because
that's how it works. Like you want to come home to something you could love on. We're fighting in a corporate environment.
I've heard that the reason why the black community with women, the issue with the masculinity and the femininity is because we don't know our roots. We don't understand and know our own culture.
Well, yeah. I think as black people, we don't have a love for who we are. And we don't know our roots. Like if you think about, and I have this issue a lot, if you think about where we come from, people stop at slavery. Massa Musa was one of the richest men in Africa, in the world at the time that he reigned, right? Out of Mali. But we look at slavery as our beginning. We owned empires. Go back to Egypt. Like, you have to go back in your history to have a love of who you are. And the media does that, and America does that.